it like just looking at the film from that game in Memphis and just reviewing everything that went wrong?
I mean, we did a lot of. I feel like it was like a lot of miscommunications on a lot of stuff. We clean it up. I feel like we'll be okay, and just showing up ready to compete. I'm sure we'll take care of that. We won't come out as sluggish as we were again.
It's kind of felt like the same way as the Boston game. You start to fix some things, but it's just how do you prevent those first scores from kind of starting to get out like that?
Just being keyed in on the game plan discipline and just having a sense of urgency. But I mean, you kind of have to credit Memphis. They did make a lot of shots that first quarter. And like I said the last time, it's always tough when guys are making shots like that in the NBA. But moving forward, you know, we're going to come out with that sense of urgency every game now.
How much does things change offensively with you guys? Brandon or CJ?
We knew some guys had to be more assertive. That's just how the game goes. You know, if a guy goes down, next man has to be ready to be able to fulfill their role. Not necessarily, you know, being Brandon Ingram when he goes down, but just coming in and I guess just maxing out their role and doing the best they can.
You guys were, I'm not sure exactly what it is now, but you guys have been ranked like top 5 defensively recently. I mean, what do you think about just the improvements that you guys have made defensively over the course of the season so far?
Guys are just competing. I don't really pay attention to the rankings. You know, I just try to stay focused on the next game, you know, that we're playing. And I'm sure, you know, my teammates are doing the same, just going out and trying to be, you know, as competitive as they can be on the defensive end.
I know you probably say the same thing about the standings, that you don't pay that much attention to it, but I mean, I was wondering if you had any thoughts about just, I mean, you guys are in 3rd place right now in the West, which is pretty lofty compared to, I think it was 9 seeds after the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you have any thoughts about just how tight everything is? It just seems like there's an opportunity there to you know, keep moving up.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the goals that I myself had coming in. It was just being better than we were, you know, a year ago. And I don't know the record that we had a year ago at this time, but I know it wasn't 3rd in the West. I don't think we were close. Yeah. So as long, you know, as long as we're still improving, I mean, I'm good.
I mean, you know, like you guys are a couple games over 500, you know, near the top in the West, which is pretty jumbled. You know, do you look at that and say, like, we've made a lot of progress since last year, or are you looking at it and saying, man, there's still so much room for growth this year?
Always room for growth. That's kind of part of why I don't really pay attention to those kind of things, to just keep getting better. And however it plays out in the end, you know, I'm okay with it as long as, you know I gave 110% and my teammates did as well.
I imagine you'll spend some time on Shea tomorrow. I don't know how much you got to watch them this year, but what have you just thought about what he's doing off the dribble this year?
I mean, he's always been a really good, elite offensive player. That's dating back to his college days. So, I mean, he's always a tough cover. But we're going to go out and, you know, try to make it just super tough on him.
I know you guys always care about being solid on defense, being there for each other, but how important is getting those deflections, forcing turnovers to your team's overall defensive success?
It fuels our offense. You know, being active on defense, you know, being in the gaps, having a presentation where guys will probably second guess, you know, driving the ball and trying to ISO guys. Those are the things, you know, we try to focus on defensively. And tomorrow, you know, hopefully we can take another step in the right direction and make it tough on Oklahoma.
Herbert, quick question for me. How do you guys weigh, especially you, weigh the analytics versus just going out there and just playing ball? Sometimes you just got to play ball, you know, that you grew up playing. Like, how much do you guys, like, weigh that usually, you know?
I mean, it's they give us the numbers on certain shots. You know, the numbers never lie. So, you know, if you shoot a certain shot a certain amount of times, and you look back over the last 10 games, and if it's, you know, not where the coaches want, you know, the percentage to be, you kind of just got to stop taking those shots because it's, I guess, not efficient enough to fuel our offense. I mean, that's all I really know on the analytics part. But, I mean, besides that, we don't really go out and just think analytics. Like, we're still going out to play basketball, but like, when we get in those situations, we try not to shoot those shots that the coaches don't want us to shoot.
Something like you don't want to think about it. You just want to go out there and play, but not have to think about stuff like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.